Good morning, guys. So I'm just waiting for a few more people to join, and then we'll get started on the watch list. Good morning, guys. Sorry about that wait. I was just waiting for a few more people to join, but it looks like we're good to go now. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over the watch list now. Looks like we have ARTL popping up on the scans right now. Little pop there to the 670 area. Let's take a look at the daily chart on this one. So we're basically trading in this range right here. I think this might have been a reverse split actually from just recently. But as you guys can see, this is my main watch at the moment. We still have MEGL. This was a great one yesterday. I had a few trades on it, and a lot of the members also had some really good trades on MEGL. This is also a new IPO. It was actually trading in the 200s very recently, like 5 days ago or a week ago, and it ended up crashing basically all the way down to like $6. And then we got a really nice bounce play off that daily chart. So this one I still have an open bias on. You can see it held that key level that I had on the watch list, which was $18. So definitely have an open bias on that one. We have a few gappers. FRZA, this is another IPO. It's only been trading for a few days. So that one's going to be interesting as well if it holds above 9 towards the open. DNA gapped up yesterday, and it's holding up over 420 so far. So that's another top watch for me at the moment. Going into the open, ARTL. And you can see right there in the news that they had a 15-for-1 reverse split, which was pretty recent. AMTD, we have a small gap on that one. And I'm still watching Bed Bath & Beyond. So that's kind of the main watch for now. I'm going to go back to the watch list that I made from last night, and I'll just go over these really quickly. So basically, the first one on the watch list was MEGL. So for this one, what I said on the watch list was if we hold $18 with solid support, we could look for long setups and continuation. So far, we did get that gap up and breakout on this retest. Nice bounce off 18. So I think at this point, if it builds up, you definitely want to keep an open bias towards the open. As long as we're holding above 20 to 21 at this point, we can potentially look for continuation to the upside. When I look at the daily on this one, I feel like it wouldn't really be that crazy for this to bounce even further with a daily chart like this. But it'll definitely be interesting. So I want to watch and see how this one reacts at the open. Bed Bath & Beyond was the next one. Let's go ahead and pull up the daily. So when we pull up the daily, we do have some big levels towards like 17s and then 20s. Had a really nice breakout yesterday that we were watching. And you can see it held 15 pretty well. So I still have an open bias on this one as well. If we can continue to build over like VWAP at this point. It's already pushing up pretty fast. Really nice push towards 16. So yeah, we can definitely keep an open bias. It's looking pretty strong towards the open. Hopefully can pull back and maybe hold this 1560 and then set up again. So I'll be watching that towards the open. Bed Bath & Beyond. DNA. I'm gonna check something on this as well. Actually, yeah, this is a bigger float, I believe. Yeah, this float is around 700 million, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but let's take a look at the daily. We have 440s as the highs in pre-market, which is right around here. It's kind of a daily level, 440s. And then we obviously have 5 and 6, some bigger levels. But yeah, I want to keep an open bias on it. We'll see how the tape looks after the open. But the key level for me is really going to be off of like this 420 level, which is holding so far. So we'll see how this reacts. The bigger float is a little bit concerning though, and it does look a little bit heavy at the moment, but it is holding up pretty well at the same time. So that'll be interesting. RGS, this was a real grindy type of stock yesterday, but it ended up closing pretty strong towards 120s. We got a little dip in pre-market, but it bounced right back. So on RGS, this might be something to watch over 120 as long as that holds. I feel like it might try to break out higher. I can't remember what the float was on RGS. I'd have to check. 40 million, I believe. So that's a little concerning as well. It's a bigger float, and there could be potentially dilution on this one. But I'm still going to be watching it. Hopefully it does break out higher. V, I'm sure a lot of you guys were watching this over the last few days. This is one that had a pretty nice breakout on day one, and then in after hours. It was kind of weak yesterday, so we might see this break support and fade lower. But if it does hold up and pop over 8, I'll keep an eye on it. REV was another one that popped up yesterday. Just something that I want to keep an eye on it in case it does pop up again and stay in play. INKT, if this one ends up popping over like 320, 330, that might be something to watch again. Alright, so GIGM is kind of interesting as well. Have this on the watch list. So as long as it holds those key levels from yesterday, which was 250 to 270, if we can build back up and get decent volume, I'll keep an eye on this one, GIGM. SDC held up pretty well the last few days and then broke out yesterday, so we'll see if we get continuation on that one. VRDN, VRU, VCSA has been really strong the last few days as well. Primo asked about Geo. Yeah, this one's looking pretty good. I actually saw it yesterday, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna gap up and hold after this kind of big move right here. But yeah, it looks like Geo is also gapping up, so I'll put that, I'll add that to my list. Basically, it has to hold above 810 to 820 at this point. And we'll see if we get some volume on that one. But that was pretty much everything I had from the watch list from last night. Let's go back to the gappers again. So just to see if there's anything that we might have missed. FRZA is looking pretty weak. It broke under 9. And at the same time, it's really choppy in pre-market here. So I don't know if there's going to be anything on this one. It might just end up fading. Maybe we'll see this try to reclaim above 9 if it traps shorts. But we'll have to wait and see on FRZA. ARTL is dipping under VWAP. So we'll see if that pops back over 6 and stays in play as well. So ARTL is definitely going to be a main watch. AMTD. I think this one has a lot of resistance at this point from this big run up that we just had. See it bounced to 5, rejected, and pulled back even further. So we have some big levels, I would say, towards 3s and towards 4s. On AMTD, but yeah, I'm not really interested in a short on something that's so beaten down like AMTD. So we'll see if it curls over 3 with big volume and stays in play. I'll keep an eye on it, but other than that, probably just leave it alone. If it does end up just pulling back further. We got a lot of support at 280 for now. So there's still a chance there. DNA over 420s. We do have this TGL also, which has only been trading for 3 days. It's another IPO. Probably a lot of resistance in these bigger levels, but it might be something to watch if it pops up later on. G-Box. Rejected VWAP so far. So I'm not sure about this one. If it does reclaim VWAP, I'll keep an eye on it later on. So I'll just set a price alert there. We got about 5 minutes until the market opens. So going into the open, I'm probably going to be mostly focused on ARTL, DNA, MEGL, and Bed Bath & Beyond. And we'll see if some other things pop up. If anything else pops up on the scanners, I will be sure to let you guys know. Alright, so far a lot of support on MEGL, starting to push up. We also have NU popping up on the scanners, pushing towards 540s. Really aggressive move there on NU. FRZA is also trying to push towards 9. So I'm just kind of giving these things some time to set up. It looks like I'm probably going to miss out on NU though, because I do not want to chase this up so high. 540 might have been the entry with the tight stop, but I missed it. DNA is popping up towards that 420, so we can see how that one reacts as well. So far, MEGL rejected, and FRZA is still pushing towards 9. We'll see how this one reacts to VWAP. A lot of things popping up on the scanners right now. AMTD made a big move over $3, so that one's definitely in play. AMTD. This is exactly why I said I did not want to short AMTD at all, no interest, because it's a super beaten down chart, right? So we're seeing that move right now over 3. Now if we can hold VWAP, definitely keep an open bias on that one. NU rejected towards the pre-market highs. But I'm going to put my focus really into AMTD. Bed Bath & Beyond is pushing pretty hard too. MEGL, big bounce over 21. Probably trapped a lot of shorts. This one's all over the place though. So you got to be really cautious with MEGL. Alright, so AMTD is pulling back a little bit towards 3, so I want to see how that reacts here. Ideally, we can kind of trade sideways for a bit above 3, get a really tight stop area, and then hopefully it sets up again for another push. So far, it feels pretty strong on the tape for now. All right, nice bounce on AMTD off VWAP. Let's see if we can get a nice push here. I bought some after it held VWAP basically. And I'm just selling into these little pushes. And I have a really tight stop, so we'll see. It kind of feels heavy though at the moment. But yeah, we definitely do not want to see this under $3. If it does break under 3 here, I'll just cut my other half. IONQ on the scans. Nice push on AMTD. Let's see if we can get 330s and higher. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can break through. $330, $330. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted to see, guys. Just like I said, wait for that pullback to 3. See if it comes up with good strength. And then sell into this pop. Well, that's what I'm doing. You guys can do whatever you'd like. But so far, nice action. IONQ, nice push towards 8. I wasn't even watching this one, unfortunately, until after it kind of popped up. But anyways, that was the move I'm looking for. Now at this point, we want to see this dip towards like 320, 315 hold. If that holds, maybe it'll get another, curl back up. But I would just keep a tight stop and manage it really well. If you were, someone that got in towards VWAP. IONQ. I want to see what else is on the scans. So I'm going to scan through some other stuff, and I'll let you guys know if I see anything. But so far, I'm pretty happy with what I've been focused on. AMTD so far was the right one to focus on for me. Everything else is kind of fading. DNA, that 420 level was key, and that turned into resistance after the open. So nothing there. It might even pull back a little bit further. FRZA never got back over 9, so I just left it alone. Just fading back down. MEGL also really choppy. GBOX is popping towards VWAP, so we can keep an eye on that one again. Nice push on G-Box off VWAP. AMTD couldn't hold that key level that I mentioned earlier on that pullback 320. It just stayed really heavy, so that one's probably going to end up fading lower towards 280s if I had to guess. Unless it makes a big recovery over 320s. So far, nice move on G-Box. We have some resistance in the 2s on the daily chart. I took a few scalps on this from 160 to 180, but nothing big. Kind of tempted to short it, but I want it higher in the 2s. So we'll see if it stays in play or not. We'll have to see how it reacts to the pre-market high. AMTD was another one that I was kind of tempted to short for this backside move. But I feel like I said earlier, I just feel like the daily chart is a little beaten down, so probably leave that one alone for now. But G-Box, if that one goes higher later on, I'll definitely be interested. Looks like the borrows are pretty cheap as well. EMBKs on the scans. Alright, G-Box, let's see. There's the break of pre-market highs. Has to hold over that 188. So far, it just rejected. FRZA is really curling hard towards 9. There's another breakout on Bed Bath & Beyond. Really nice move on that one. So far G-Box is basically just rejecting those pre-market highs. I don't know if I'm going to get a short on this one at this point because I wanted it higher in the twos for a short. I guess we'll give it more time though. It's still kind of chopping around. FRZA will be interesting as well if we can hold $9. If it does hold 9, we might get another opportunity here if it starts to curl back up. Alright, so FRZA got that big pullback. Now it's pushing back over 9 with some strength. So we'll see how it reacts here, but I think it's really important that it holds over 9 at this point. I'm still watching G-Box. It's just kind of trading sideways towards 180 still. I really do hope that it traps here though and squeezes higher. Also, it's still pretty early. It's only been 30 minutes so far since the market opened. We still have a few other things popping up on the scans as well. So you can see it's trying to hold above 9. AMTD didn't completely break down yet. I still have a price alert at 320 just in case. GIGM is on the scans. That was one that I mentioned earlier today in pre-market. Nice pop over that key level 270, which was the high from yesterday. FRZA starting to push a little bit more. So once you get that pullback and that higher low, that's usually a good place to enter with the tight stop, you know, at $9 for this big break. And then now we have pre-market highs towards 10. Alright guys, nice move on G-Box. We got a nice hold of 180 and then we got that breakout. So we'll see how extended this one can get. Nice move once again on Bed Bath & Beyond through 18s. Alright guys, I am going to go ahead and end the YouTube live stream. And if you're in the private Discord, you can just go ahead and switch to the Discord screen share. I'm going to be streaming on there for a few more hours. Hopefully this live stream kind of helped you guys out to watch, a lot of these stocks that are in play. We have a lot of opportunities so far today. G-Box is pushing higher. FRZA had that really nice setup right here above 9. And then there was a few other setups that I pointed out that worked out really nicely. AMTD, that breakout after the open above $3. That was a really good one. And speaking of that one, it's actually curling back up. So we'll see if it comes back into play over 320 or not. But yeah, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps out with the YouTube videos. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, or want me to try anything else out in the future live streams, just let me know in the YouTube comments. I do read all the comments and things like that. Alright guys, so I'm going to log out, and I will see you guys next time.